Double companion. Is it actually worth running? Now, before we get into this, I have to give a shout out because they've done so much fantastic work in finding quite a lot of weird and interesting mechanics and bugs and a variety of other things within this game. And to be perfectly honest, I have done minimal testing with Companion, Perfect Companion, and then both combined. And the reason for this is because they are both total weapon damage. One gives 15, one gives 20. Together they give 35. It's total weapon damage. We know how Companion works. It shouldn't equal that much. However, DJ Tickle found a very strange interaction with Companion, and he does a pretty decent job of breaking it down. Now, all I'm going to do is just add some numbers to it. He is correct. It is bugged. So, if you're wanting to see his original comparison and breakdown of Companion with Perfect Companion, there is a link in the description below for his original video, as well as his channel and his Twitch stream. I really do suggest taking a peek at him. And if you are on PC and needing to get through either Dark Hours or the Iron Horse raid, he and his team are very proficient at getting new players their first time clears, as well as training you up and giving you some decent raid knowledge. So, what is it that DJ Tickle found? Well, to start off, the moment you equip both the chest for Companion and the backpack for Companion, the chest obviously being Perfect Companion and the normal Companion being the backpack, the Companion buff, not Perfect, Companion buff, instantly activates. So you immediately get your 15% total weapon damage. At which point your damage is higher than it should be because you've not activated Companion. It's already active. When you do activate Companion, you are then proccing both Perfect Companion and Companion simultaneously, but you already still have Companion up. Now we can show this quite easily because it took me about 5 minutes in a builder to figure it out. But DJ Tickle was very much correct in saying that Perfect Companion and Companion are giving way too much damage. They shouldn't be giving that much. And just to show, I have spoken to him and I've got permission to use a single screenshot from his video. And as we can see here, the maximum damage he is able to get, it's against health, so we're adding in the AR health multiplier of 21%, but his headshot is 624,154 and his critical headshot is 1,112,776. Now, to the untrained eye, this would potentially look pretty damn normal. The issue is Companion is proccing immediately the moment you have it, so you've got 15% total weapon damage right then and there. Then when you put a skill out, you're re-proccing Companion. So Companion is proccing twice essentially, giving you 30%. And then obviously you're getting Perfect Companion as well, giving you another 20%. So in total, you are getting 50% total weapon damage. And it is a bug. So I have replicated DJ Tickle's build here pretty much perfectly. We have running St. Elmo's, base damage of 44,191, with 6 red cores and a maxed out watch, plus his 15 expertise, all weapon damage is 1.15, 15% from the specialization, plus 15% from the AR itself. For the total weapon damage, we're at 0.5, as I explained, you got 15 from Companion, which is the bug part, and then we're getting another 35 from Perfect Companion, and then Companion again, which is giving us our total weapon damage of 0.5. He has 137 critical hit damage, so 1.37, 75% headshots, 0.75, no damage to armor, 10% detox, which is on the actual weapon. Strikers gives us a maximum amplifier of 0.65, and then the 0.21 at the end is the AR's native damage to health. And these are the damage numbers we get out of this equation. You might notice the head crit is 1,112,776 and the head non-crit is 624,153. I'd say that's pretty spot on, wouldn't you? Now, like I said, the reason this is happening is simply just because Companion by itself, the non-purchased version, is just applying immediately, and then it's essentially proccing twice along with Perfect Companion, giving us a total of 50% total weapon damage. So we know it's bugged. Now if it wasn't bugged, i.e. just giving us the 35% total weapon damage it should do, we literally drop just over 10% in total damage, which isn't that bad. The issue then is it still worth running, either Companion or Double Companion? Now, for Companion by itself, this is literally just going to come down to playstyle. See, technically speaking, the best in slot backpack talent for pretty much any form of DPS build is going to be Vigilance. However, the argument against Vigilance is uptime. If you're taking damage, you don't get the buff. This is 100% true, no arguments here. Now, although Companion is considerably less, 10% less, being 15% total weapon damage, there is potential there for essentially 100% uptime. So it then becomes down to how you are personally playing and how you feel you perform better. Would you prefer what is effectively more damage but might not be up 100% of the time, or do you want less damage but is always up 100% of the time? The issue is Perfect Companion. Now, I understand why they put some pretty powerful named talents or perfect talents on effectively bad pieces for balancing reasons. However, due to the fact of other things like even Obliterate exists, where they've put Perfect Companion on a chest, it's kind of immediately, I don't want to say it's dead, because it can be of use, but it's going to be nowhere near as powerful as the actual Companion backpack, which kind of doesn't make sense because one's 25% total weapon damage, one is 15. Where you need to run Henri, the electric name chest for Perfect Companion, the one set brand bonus is 10% status effect. Now, don't get me wrong, it's not like this is bad. However, if we just replace the chest with the builds that we've been using so far with a Grupo chest, not even put on a chest talent, what was a 10 to 11% gap now averages about a 6% gap. And this is just, we've completely removed Perfect Companion. So Perfect Companion and Companion, 35% total weapon damage. We now have 15% total weapon damage, but we've got a bit more crit. But this is made up near enough 5% of our total output, simply just because total weapon damage is actually really powerful. But again, we don't have a chest talent. So what would happen now if we then put Obliterate on the chest? Well, yeah, Grupo with Obliterate is going to do 20 to 25% more total DPS. This isn't necessarily that Companion or Perfect Companion are bad, it's more there was a little bit of brain deadness going on when they decided to put it on the Henri set. Now, this isn't necessarily a bad thing because it does allow for a greater balance, it makes you think about your builds, but due to the fact that the one set brand bonus for Henri or Electrique is going to be status effect, you are going to be better off basically using any other chest. Like, it's not going to be that powerful overall, simply just because there are very, very easy ways to beat out 35% total weapon damage, assuming they fix this in a timely manner, simply just because it is a bug. Easy way to explain it is 20 plus 15 does not equal 50. So, assuming this does get fixed, will Companion plus Perfect Companion be a good way to actually build? I mean, again, as always, play your way, but in terms of overall output and damage, depending on what it is you're actually trying to do, in terms of a DPS build, no, Companion with Obliterate will do more, Companion with Glass Cannon will do even more. You don't even have to run the chest, simply just because of the combinations you can make up by a weird roundabout way. It works out that the backpack talent for Companion actually ends up being technically more powerful than Perfect Companion on the chest. Now, if you just compared them at base, side by side, obviously 20 from Perfect is going to beat out 15 from normal. But when you consider some of the other things that we are able to put on our chest talents, Headhunter, Focus, Obliterate, Glass Cannon, which all outperform Perfect Companion, due to this weird roundabout way of building, you will find that, technically speaking, the backpack with a normal companion will outperform the chest. Now, there are ways in which you can get some decent damage out of using Perfect Companion, but you are basically limited to just using Vigilance, maybe Unstoppable Force. This will give you a combined total weapon damage multiplier of 45%. However, just to add this into a little bit of perspective, Perfect Glass Cannon with just normal companion equals 49.5. If we were to run normal Glass Cannon, we get 43.75 in a total multiplier, which is slightly lower than the 45% between Vigilance and Companion. However, the difference here now is we only need to make up 1.25% in total multiplicative damage, which is easily done just by running your Glass Cannon chest, as you could do that with Walker Harris with the 5% all weapon damage. That will easily make up that damage difference. And if you were just to change that to Grupo, that will easily outperform it in overall DPS, simply just because the 15% from Grupo for critical hit damage, or even the 5% all weapon damage from Walker and Harris, will easily and quite obviously outperform the 10% status effect from the Electrique set. Now, obviously there are going to be weird and wacky builds of where Henri, the named Electrique for Perfect Companion, is going to be very useful and also going to be the linchpin of certain builds, but these builds are typically going to be quite niche or just something fun for you to play around with. I've already seen quite a few people running Henri and then also using an overclock backpack and then running something like a Stinger Hive, or using it in tandem with something like Wicked, where running the Stinger Hive allows you to get some use out of that 10% status. Wicked will allow you to get more out of your weapon damage. There are some weird and wacky builds that you can make with this. I'm not necessarily saying that Henri is a very bad chess piece, but where it is a DPS talent, if you were going to use this on a DPS build, there are a variety of, well, most things are actually going to be a better option. Not because Perfect Companion itself is bad, it's actually going to be a very good talent. It's more just the fact of the chess piece they've put it on is a very, very poor fit. Anyway, that is going to be it for this video. Thank you very much to DJ Tickle for basically doing all of the testing for me. All I had to do was figure out the formula. Absolutely wonderful job doing your comparisons. In the meantime though guys, have fun, good luck, don't die, it's bad for the health.